10 great ideas for 2020. That's how we're starting the year on Taiwan Insider.
That's right. We're going to be bringing you some great ideas for a greener, healthier world.
And what's more, these ideas are all from Taiwan. I'm Leslie Liao.
I'm Andrew Ryan.
I'm Natalie So. Let's get started with idea number 10.
Number 10.
Let's start with an idea for the younger generation. Now, many people think children in Taiwan spend too much time in the classroom.
That's right.
But an elementary school in Yilan got some attention for their innovative way of teaching courage, team spirit, and physical fitness.
That's right. Now, the children were featured in a documentary back in July of last year. And in that documentary, we could see the teachers taking the children to a classroom without borders.
妈咪，老师说宜兰也有101耶。妈咪，沿着海边最远可以到哪里啊？
At Yilan's Yueming Elementary School, sailing is a required course for 3rd to 6th graders. The school is known for inspiring a love for the ocean in its students. On May 1st last year, they even sent a group of students sailing to Japan's Ishigaki Island, which is about 250 kilometers away. The school's principal explains.
At Yueming Elementary School, the ocean is our teacher and the coast is our classroom. We're teaching children to embrace a spirit of adventure and to overcome challenges as they're out in this coastal paradise.
At a press conference earlier this month, the Interior Ministry presented a new documentary featuring the school called Hello Ocean, We Are in Yilan Coast. Director Lin Fangyi says,
I went to the ocean with the children. We went kayaking and searching for clams and seaweed. And once you get to know the ocean, it's not scary at all. I went to the ocean and filmed for a year, and then took 6 months to produce it. During post-production, I felt really uneasy being away from the ocean.
The documentary is now available with English subtitles. Just search for Hello Ocean, We Are in Yilan Coast. Yilan is spelled Y-I-L-A-N.
All right, we have 20 seconds on the clock, and we're going to have Leslie pitch the idea to us. What do you like so much about this project?
All right, so I went to school in Taiwan as well, and I think there's way too much emphasis on academic success, book smarts. Even in America, there's too much emphasis on stuff like this. And on YouTube now, I just watch videos on how to cook, how to, how to go fishing. I think these kids already know one more skill set than I do, which is to go sailing, and I'm already almost 3 decades into my life.
Very nice.
Well, I agree. My husband is a new sailor, and it's a great way to de-stress. He's been happy and healthier ever since he took up the sport.
That's awesome.
So it's a great sport, and we recommend it for our kids as well.
Number 9. Now, what if I told you could charge your phone by standing in the rain and the wind? Now, this new technology might not make you a storm chaser, but if you ever find yourself stuck in a typhoon or a downpour of some sort, it's about to come with a new silver lining.
With a spray of water or a slight breeze from a fan, the electricity begins to flow. This water-repellent Nano Fabric is the work of researchers at Taiwan's National Zhongxing University. This fabric can power LED lights and a music player too. This fabric also responds to motion. Attach some to your clothing when you go out and enjoy music without the need for a battery. The researchers behind this invention envision other bigger uses. Assistant Professor Lai Yingzhi says the fabric could use rain to power roadside LED lights, raising visibility and making the road safer. Other ideas include using the fabric to power security cameras and equipment that monitors the condition of medical patients. The fabric isn't a substitute for solar power or other renewable energy, but it is inexpensive, requires no generators, and puts 2 of Taiwan's abundant resources, wind and rain, to good use.
Okay, Andrew now has 20 seconds to sell us this idea. Go, Andrew.
All right, I think this is a fantastic idea. I mean, how many times have you had this happen to yourself? You're outside, you don't have your plug with you, but you just happen to be wearing, if you're wearing one of these great coats or some clothing that's made of this material, then you can charge your cell phone without having to find a socket or a cord. I think this could be a potential lifesaver. And it takes you off the grid.
Yeah, I agree. You don't have to bring a charger, right? Portable charger with you. Just bring a coat.
You guys know I'm very, keen on the environment. I'm always finding ways to reduce my paper usage here at the office, and I feel terrible anytime I throw anything away. And I think that this clothing might have the potential to really solve a lot of the energy crises that we're facing and the climate crises. And I know that might sound a little optimistic, but it's been a really long time since I haven't been negative.
Thinking big, that's great.
So that is a great idea for 2020.
Number 8.
Now, Taiwan has rolled out bans on plastic bags and plastic straws, but still we throw away a ton of plastic every day. So what can we do with that plastic?
Well, Nate Maynard, the host of a podcast, Waste Not, Why Not, shares some exciting ideas.
What's really exciting is that major fashion brands, Adidas, Nike, H&M, Zara, are all committing to use sustainable textiles. And Taiwan has a 95% collection rate for plastic bottles. Taiwan is a key player in functional fabrics for textiles, and so Taiwan is very well positioned to create sustainable plastic textiles out of recycled bottles.
So we're seeing things like shoes that are made from recycled plastic bottles.
Shoes that are made from ocean trash, World Cup jerseys that are made out of ocean trash. There was a Taiwanese company behind that. I think as big brands continue to demand for recycled content, they're going to be able to find that in Taiwan.
All right, Natalie, you got 20 seconds. Tell us why this is a great idea.
Okay, well, I love fashion. So what's better than clothes that are good for the earth? And Taiwan is already a leader in recycling, and it makes 70% of the world's functional fabrics already. So we can help set the trend for putting recycled plastics to some stylish use.
Very nice.
With 2 seconds to
Time
spare.
to go.
So I think that's really a cool idea. We're already making a lot of these fabrics.
Yeah.
And I think we should create our own brands and design and just make this our industry.
Taiwan has the technology, now we need the brands. Yeah.
Right. We're supplying a lot of the brands with the fabrics.
We're doing the whole made in Taiwan thing,
Yes.
aren't we?
Number 7.
Do you ever feel like you're constantly glued to your phone?
Yes.
Most of us do. Well, a team in Taiwan has come up with an innovative way to help us disconnect.
And what's amazing about it is they're actually using an app right on your cell phone to do it.
How many times has this happened to you? You pick up your smartphone to return a text, and then half an hour later you find yourself on a Wikipedia page for cheese puffs. These days, smartphones can be a black hole for concentration. But Taiwan might have the solution to your problem. Forest is an app that helps users focus. It's created by a Taiwanese startup and has proven wildly popular not just in Taiwan, but around the world. The app challenges people to put their phone down for 10-minute intervals. During that time, a virtual tree grows in the app, and when it matures, you can plant it in your personal digital forest. But if you give in to temptation and start swiping away, you can kiss your tree goodbye. The longer you concentrate, the more abundant your forest becomes. And how do users rate the app? Forest has already been listed as one of the best productivity apps in 9 different countries.
All right, Leslie, we have 20 seconds on the clock. Sell us this idea.
All right, this hit a little too close to home for me, so I really need to speak from the heart. I've recently just come to terms with my own phone addiction. I mean, it is really bad. I can't be bored anymore. I can't idle. Even like in the moments before my sleep, I need to be on my phone. And anything that would combat that, I'm desperately looking for ways. And this is the way to do it. It's okay. I like it.
Nicely done.
Number 6.
Theaters aren't the most welcoming places for people with disabilities, but Taiwan's National Theater and Concert Hall is trying to change that. Accessibility consultant Sandy Yi told us about one of the many things that they're doing, relaxed performances.
So for relaxed performance, we encourage people that if you want to move around, you can. If you need to stand up and even leave, and you can also come back.
That's huge,
yeah,
right? Usually at the National Concert Hall or the National Theater, once you leave, you have to wait to come back in, or maybe you can't come back in.
Yeah, it's very much about, teaching the audience a new way of channeling in, bringing your whole body, mind in. Like really paying attention to, wait, do I need to come up and stretch? Leave my seat and stretch. Can I take a break and come back? And this is a real need for a lot of audience who have autism. One way that folks soothe themselves, maybe rocking maybe making some sound.
It's amazing how much we are trained to behave in a certain way in a theater setting. You have to be quiet, you can't move, you can't get up and walk around. And that's so antithetical to the way human beings interact in normal life, in the world.
Okay, Andrew, you have 20 seconds to sell us this idea.
All right. I think this is a fantastic idea. It's great not just for people with disabilities, it's also good for children, for the elderly, for anybody that finds theaters to not be an inclusive place. Now, a lot of theaters already have what they need to do this. You just basically have to change people's minds. And actually, I think the hardest part of feasibility is really just training people how to do a relaxed performance and letting them know that it's okay to have people walking around or
to be more relaxed.
To be more relaxed.
And to enjoy it more, probably.
How hard is that?
You guys went way past 20 seconds, but I could see your passion. That's okay because Taiwan's a very accessible place and it just very plays into our inclusive culture, and anything that makes Taiwan shine as a friendly country, I like it very, very much.
And we just want it to be more accessible.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. A great idea for 2020.
Number 5.
We're counting down 10 great ideas for 2020, and we've arrived at number 5. Now, single-use tableware is a huge source of trash, but one thing that Taiwan has done to reduce the problem is to ban it at shopping centers.
And a village in central Taiwan has come up with an interesting biodegradable alternative.
Betel nut is a chewable stimulant that's popular in Asia and some parts of Africa. The nuts grow on big palm-like trees that are a regular sight in Taiwan's mountains. Usually, the leaves of the betel nut trees would be swept up and tossed out, but one neighborhood in Nano County has found a new use for these leaves. With its large banana and betel plantations, Nano County has no shortage of oversized leaves. In the past, these leaves were left to decompose in the ground, but now people in one neighborhood here are cutting the leaves and turning them into plates and bowls with the help of hydraulic presses. Each leaf only needs to be pressed for 8 minutes to form a bowl or plate. Local Yang Zhenlian says that this disposable but eco-friendly dishware has caught the attention of an Italian company. These sustainable plates and bowls may spell a better quality of life for this rural corner of Taiwan.
All right, Natalie, once again, 20 seconds. Tell us why this is a great idea.
All right. So betel nuts are known to be a major cause of cancer in Taiwan, so there's finally a positive use of this plant. Now, green is in, so biodegradable products are in demand. I think this can be a great industry for Taiwan.
That's great. I like your idea. And you also finished it very quickly. Nicely done. You know what I think is really cool about them is they look very cool. I could just imagine a beautiful table setting with all natural things.
That's true.
You know,
they look better than styrofoam.
Yeah, for sure. It's better than styrofoam, and of course you can also throw it away with your leftovers. You can recycle those. It's I guess that would be considered 堆肥, right?
Yeah, it's, biodegradable.
Biodegradable.
Number 4.
Taiwan has about 150,000 stray dogs. Now, some people may see them as a nuisance, but from another perspective, that's a lot of dog power.
Dog power, indeed. Now, a center in southern Taiwan has come up with a unique way to give stray dogs a new lease on life.
This is Niu Niu, a police dog whose job is to patrol a neighborhood in the southern city of Tainan. Niu Niu does a pretty good job, but she not only helps the police, she also enjoys playing with children. Tainan's vocational pet training center trains stray dogs like Niu Niu. Holding up 2 fingers like this means bark twice. Once they are trained, they can become campus dogs or guard dogs, depending on their personality. Dog trainer Huang Lianfa said it takes half a month for strays to learn simple commands. The dog is learning to sit on command. It's a win-win situation for all. Training stray dogs also relieves overcrowding in animal shelters. because well-trained dogs are in demand.
All right, what a great idea. Now you're going to sell it to us, Leslie. 20 seconds on the clock. Go.
I love dogs, man. Dachshunds, Corgis, Labradors, Schnauzers, Malteses, Dobermans, Pit Bulls. You name it, I love it, all right? And dogs are super smart, too. I've seen a YouTube video of a golden retriever discern between 3 different brands of soda. And 3 different brands, and they're super smart, and they're super helpful, and their noses can help you find things, and they're just so good. Let's just throw our furry friends a bone.
Toss them a bone. I love it.
All right. Dogs are wonderful. I think they're great for the community, and they can be great mascots. They can be great therapists and security details. So this is an awesome idea.
Number 3.
Now, every summer in Taiwan, we have to deal with dengue fever, which is spread by mosquitoes. You can kill them one by one with an electric racket, or maybe you can use a spray, which is more effective. But some people are turning more toward a natural answer.
Taiwan is home to dozens of species of bats. You won't just find them in the wild, people raise them too. These flat boxes are actually homes for bats, and the reason why people are raising them is so they'll eat the mosquitoes.
Ever since they've been here, there have been fewer mosquitoes.
The Bat Association of Taiwan says that bats hunt for food at the same time that the vector mosquitoes for dengue fever come out.
There's a spike in people getting bitten by Asian tiger mosquitoes between 5 and 8 p.m. And the first peak in activity for East Asian bats is between 6 to 8 p.m. They have to eat about 1,200 mosquitoes every night.
That's what prompted longtime conservationist NPP lawmaker Lin Yukai to visit schools, teaching kids about the role bats play in epidemic prevention and showing them how to make bat houses.
Balconies and outdoor walkways are best, and they should be about 2 meters above the ground. They need good ventilation and sunlight for about 40 to 50% of the day.
In the U.S., they've used bats to help stop the spread of the Zika virus. Lin says that in Kaohsiung, raising bats can reduce the need for fumigation, which will not only save money, it will also reduce the possibility that mosquitoes will become resistant.
Okay, Andrew, you have 20 seconds to tell us why bats are a great idea.
All right. I love this idea. I think it's so wonderful. Bats are, first of all, super cute if you look at them up close. Not scary at all. Second thing is I was up late last night because I had a mosquito in my room.
Oh, no.
If I had a pet bat in my house that could have eaten that mosquito for me, I would have gotten a great night's sleep. So I think it's a great idea. It's natural. You don't have to worry about chemicals. Everybody should have bats, you know.
I wish I had a pet bat too.
Yeah, and if
That'd
you had
be
a
great.
bat, you wouldn't need Batman.
No mosquitoes.
If you had a pet bat, Ryan, wouldn't you need like, I don't know, 1,000 mosquitoes to keep it fed?
Oh, that's true.
Well, you know, I would let him go
let
out
him
and
out
eat,
loose.
and then he can come back at night and like eat the one like as a snack.
Just that one.
Midnight snack.
All right, and that is a great idea for 2020.
Number 2.
More and more workers are losing their job to automation. Now, one way to ease the situation is to offer a universal basic income, or UBI, which was most famously pushed, perhaps, by U.S. presidential candidate Andrew Yang.
I spoke with the head of the Yang Gang in Taiwan, Peter Wang, and also the head of UBI Taiwan, Tyler Prohaska. Prohaska tells us why he thinks Taiwan needs UBI.
In Taiwan, we focus on stagnant wages, particularly for young people in Taiwan, and we think that a lot of that is due to the fact of automation. In Asia in particular, there was a study from MIT that predicted over 51% of jobs in Asia could be displaced by automation.
Really?
And even Foxconn, the Taiwanese company, they want to automate 70% of their manufacturing jobs away. So the trend is already happening. Taiwan has the 6th highest density of robots in the world, so we know that there are companies here that are attempting to automate their jobs away. And what does that mean for the average worker in Taiwan? In the past 20 years, wages, as we all know, have been stagnant while the GDP continues to grow. So where does that money go? It goes to the people that own the robots. So it's not just a United States issue, it is a global issue, and it's an issue here in Taiwan as well.
What kind of income are you thinking about for people in Taiwan?
We studied 10,000 NT to 12,000 NT for adults and half that for young people. And if you incorporate the taxation that would be along with that program, it would be about 4% of Taiwan's GDP after you claw back from wealthier people or polluters.
So how much does the conversation in the U.S. affect the conversation in Taiwan? Because it is on the table now with Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
Do you think people in Taiwan are paying attention at all?
At least from what we see, it's really revved us up. We've gotten a lot of people that come to us because they saw Andrew Yang in Taiwan media. So that connection, because he happens to be Taiwanese American, has really helped us in our promotion. One of our biggest posts was talking about Andrew Yang and his connection with Taiwan and the UBI dividend. So if he's successful in America, I really think it's going to be helpful to us here, because Taiwanese people do look at what America's doing and they say, well, America's not doing this, so why should Taiwan? So if we get this as a serious discussion in the United States, I certainly think it's going to be a discussion here.
All right, Natalie, 20 seconds. Sell us on UBI.
Okay. This could help solve the problem of stagnant wages and brain drain. Who would want to leave Taiwan with UBI? Also, it would give people more time and space to explore their interests and to not have so much pressure in their lives. I think that would make Taiwan a more innovative and happier place.
Happier place.
Happier place and society.
I heard
right?
the key words. Nicely
you guys
done.
are efficient. Natalie is super efficient with her explanations.
So what do you guys think? UBI, would you go for it? Of course.
I mean, who would say no to free
seriously,
money?
only the government, but I'm sure they can figure out a way to do this, right?
Yeah, I think
And
the
I think
hardest
it's
problem
worth
with
it.
this is the feasibility of it. I think a lot of governments are thinking it's a pretty sketchy idea, so I guess we'll have to wait and see if anybody pushes this forward in 2020.
Number 1.
We finally arrived to number 1 of our 10 great ideas for 2020. Now, what if I told you there's an exercise you can do that burns twice the calories of running?
What? What's even better is you don't need any extra equipment, time, or money to do it.
Kaohsiung Municipal Datong Hospital has turned one of its staircases into a piano keyboard. The idea comes from a similar staircase that was installed in Stockholm's subway system in 2009. Suddenly, a routine activity became an opportunity for musical expression, and 66% of the people who walked past decided to take the stairs instead of an escalator. Back in Kaohsiung, the piano staircase stretches up 11 stories, opening up the prospect of weight loss and better health, and, under the right pair of feet, perhaps some beautiful music too.
All right, it's an interesting idea. We've got 20 seconds on the clock, and Leslie, sell it to us.
All right, so I understand exercise can be pretty excruciating to regular people of the public, and it's something you can't really do passively. You always think about it. This is kind of a passive way to do it, right? You just want to play a tune on the piano, go walk some stairs. And knowing me, I see myself looking at that, I'm like, I'm going to try and play Staying Alive by the Bee Gees on these stairs.
Leslie, you need to be playing Flight of the Bumblebee.
So we should install these all over Taiwan, right?
I think so. It's
that
fun.
would be great. Actually, I have been doing this at work. I mean, walking up the stairs, and it feels great. You get a little exercise in while you're at work. But I only wish we had piano steps. But it is a great idea that everyone can use, and I think it will lead us to a healthier 2020.
So those are our 10 great ideas for 2020. So which one is your favorite?
I liked UBI. I think that would have the greatest impact on Taiwan. It would make us a stronger and happier country.
All right, Leslie?
Power generating nano fabrics. Turn me into a battery, baby.
For me, my favorite was definitely the bats. Yeah, I love those bats. I might get a bat.
That's the easiest one.
Maybe I'll keep one here at the office. See if my coworkers like it.
All right, well, our next program will be a live broadcast on Election Day, so be sure to join us then.
But in the meantime, make sure to tell us what your favorite idea was. Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. For Taiwan Insider, I'm Leslie Liao.
I'm Natalie So.
And I'm Andrew Ryan. See you on January 11th for the elections.